Hello everyone, it's me again, and I completely forgot that I was supposed to upload a video today, so this is going to be the most rushed, least edited video. Also least coherent, which is pretty impressive considering how incoherent I get sometimes. So today I was going to talk about how a lot of people feel really nostalgic for childhood because everything was so much simpler. You didn't have to deal with all this crazy stuff like understanding shades of gray and not seeing everything in black and white, and because it's hard to see things with like complexity. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, that'd be really nice if things were so much simpler than they are now, and things seemed way simpler when I was a kid. So let's go back to me being a kid. But I don't want to be a kid again because things weren't simpler when I was a kid. I just had a simpler understanding of them. And I like understanding things complexly, or at least trying to understand things complexly. And yeah, so I don't understand why people feel so nostalgic for time when things were simpler, because things weren't simpler. You just thought they were because you were 7. And I wouldn't be able to get to do all the things I get to do now if I was still 7. I wouldn't know anyone I know. I wouldn't think any of the things I thought. I wouldn't have this vlog. I wouldn't do much of anything besides, I don't know, what did I do when I was 7? I played on Neopets, I think. Anyone remember that? Yeah, I think I did that when I was 7. I read some when I was 7, but I don't know, it's just, I think we want things to be simpler because it's easier than understanding them when they're complex. But I like the complexity of humans. I mean, I don't like humans all the time. Sometimes I think they should just go die in a hole. Well, some humans. Not all humans. Most humans. Not most humans. But whatever. I don't know. But, and I like not being able to wrap my head around the edgelessness of a universe that is expanding and infinite, and there's nothing else to it for it to expand into. That's insane. And I like understanding about how many cultures there are in the world and how they don't sometimes they're not always separate, sometimes they overlap. And I don't know. I don't want okay. In my very emotional side, I want to go back to being 7 when everything was simpler and people just gave me things and I didn't have to pay for my own gas because I didn't have a car. But in my logical side, I don't want to at all. And I have that problem a lot where my emotional side will want one thing, my logical side will say, no, that's stupid, let's do this completely opposite thing. And I gotta get the two to work together. It's hard. So that's all I have to say for today. So, bye!